Did you know that when it comes to taking time off work for fertility treatment, it's currently treated in the same way as if you're having cosmetic surgery?
Well, now a campaign has been launched to protect the employment rights of those undergoing treatment. It comes as figures show more than a third receiving IVF have considered quitting their jobs. Nick Smith has more.
That's me speeding up.
IVF may be considered a modern miracle, but for those going through the process, it can be tough. 1 in 6 couples are affected by infertility, and seeking treatment often requires time off work. Nickie Aiken from Colton Colville in Suffolk has endometriosis and tried for a baby for 5 years before IVF treatment. Many of her appointments were during work hours, but she says she benefited from having a supportive employer.
I had time off to attend appointments. Sometimes it was in Norwich, sometimes it was in Cambridge, and that was a long way to go. I also had to have general anaesthetic to have my egg collection. And obviously I couldn't go straight back to work after that. The mental aspect of it as well, worrying whether you had enough leave to go to your appointments because you don't know how many times you need to do IVF.
But many in a similar situation avoid telling their employers for fear of discrimination. When it comes to taking time off, fertility treatment is currently considered an elective process under workplace law, putting it in the same category as cosmetic surgery. One MP has drafted a bill in Westminster to recategorise it as antenatal, which would offer better rights and protections.
There's so much involved in undertaking fertility treatment, and therefore people do need to take time off work sometimes, maybe half a day, maybe a whole day, and it's really important that they can do so and be paid at the same time. If you are pregnant, you do get time off work, and I think that's why I really wanted to see people undergoing fertility treatment have the same rights.
This family law firm was the first in the country to be named a fertility-friendly employer. One of the partners, Natalie Sutherland, has personal experience with fertility treatment and wanted to make sure her staff felt supported by making sure everyone has proper training on how to help a colleague going through this difficult time.
Infertility, unless it affects you directly, you're probably not going to be aware of it. It's not going to be on your radar, essentially. It certainly wasn't on mine until I had my own experiences. So what it requires is for people who have got personal experience to speak up and be able to say, well, this is what I need. Can you help me in this? Be the pioneers in their companies so that you're helping everybody who's coming up behind you, or the people that are going to be having babies into the future. Their companies are now much more fertility friendly.
The number of people seeking fertility treatment has steadily risen over the last decade, which is also linked to an increase in the average age of couples looking to start a family. And those who are aware of the toll IVF can take believe compassionate employers can make a huge difference on their uncertain journey to conception. Nick Smith, ITV News.
Well, joining us on the programme to chat more about what employers can do to help people going through IVF treatment is Natalie Silverman from Fertility Matters at Work. Natalie, thanks for speaking to us. How important is it that employers do take this on board?
Well, we really want to see a cultural shift, and that this isn't just a tick box exercise of putting a policy in place. We're hoping that organisations understand that this is a significant life issue. We want them to talk about it more, so ultimately employees feel that they can come forward and share that they're going through it and then get the support they need.
So what do companies actually have to do to kind of help people? Because I think some people watching this would think you would expect employers to be helping people going through treatment anyway.
Often what employers are saying is that it's not an issue because nobody's talking about it, and people don't talk about it because they're so fearful of what might happen if they disclose that they're wanting to have a baby. You don't normally tell your boss what's going on at home when you're trying for a baby. So what we're hoping is that people feel safe, that managers understand what treatment means. It's not a guaranteed baby. It can take weeks, months or years, and so people can see the support wane. And so by educating managers, by enabling this flexible working, people are better supported, and ultimately companies hold on to good talent.
As you said there, Natalie, it can be a very difficult, emotional, traumatic time for people going through this, not just for them, but for their partners as well.
Yeah.
And it can take a long time, and it's that having an understanding person at the end of the line, a line manager, a company that supports you through that.
Yep, and we've heard people say they were lucky they had a supportive line manager. We don't want it to be luck of the draw. Fertility rates are on the decline. More and more people will need this treatment. Younger generations are more demanding when entering the workforce, and they're looking for this type of support. And it's not just a female issue. We're talking about people's routes to parenthood. And so we're talking about the impact on men, the LGBTQ+ community, and ultimately, as an organisation, you want to hold on to good people, and it's much more cost effective to manage a planned piece of time off rather than what we're seeing. 70% of people are taking sick leave or annual leave, so that absenteeism can be a real costly issue.
And you're obviously calling for a level playing field. Natalie Silverman, thank you so much for speaking to us on the programme about this very important issue.
Thank you.